And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I live. I live. I swear I live.
I've been sitting right here, locked in this room all through the night, trying to write every second of my life in this mic. It's been a fight just to get him to listen and pay attention. Punching till my knuckles are bleeding, ain't made a dent, not to mention ain't got a dollar to my name, just living gig to gig, straight caught up in the flame. Sleeping in my car, hoping to sell a disc, cause you're wanting it so bad, you're tasting it on your lips. Get a pen and paint a picture, or the pen and pull the ladder, whether it's pitter patter, people broken jabs, or well it doesn't matter, cause this hurt won't all be forever. I'm keeping my head high and hoping for the better when everything's down and out, under the weather, and every first round you're out, stuck in the shredder. Yeah, I claim to have friends, but they're never around, so you keep moving on, one man in the crowd. This is my day, this is my night, this is my pain, this is my life, this is what I was born to do. I was born to do. Every new day, every new night, every new stage, every new fight, this is what I was born to do. I was born to do. This is what I'm made for. Every single moment that I'm living, I can feel it on the stage floor. You don't know the half of what I've given to make it up to this level. Every day at home, spitting, every day alone, wishing, while every road shifting, and every cold wind is getting heavy, road slipping. Every day might be your last chance to make it. Every day I'm seeing less cash on the bank slip, grasping it anxious, rap like it's ancient. Give them something that they've never had from this basement. Show them what you're made of, just tell them straight up. You can go and take on the world, what you afraid of? Yes, it's right around the bend. It's a first round knockout, let the rounds begin. No need to count to 10, we can count the win, and you can count on me to knock out every sound I'm in. This is my day, this is my night, this is my pain, this is my life, this is what I was born to do. I was born to do. Every new day, every new night, every new stage, every new fight, this is what I was born to do. I was born to do. Fall to my knees every night and I pray, asking Lord let him hear, I got something to say. There's a fear out there and it's coming your way. Don't let it stop you from living for what you were made. It's not a dream, it's a destiny. Blessed is he when the whole world listens to this mess in me. There's a message inside what you get from me. A little life, little love, that's a recipe. So when the world is crashing down and you feel the weight on your shoulders, try to pick it up but you're steady stacking the boulders. Every day's a gift, never miss it getting older. Blessing in the struggle, know that you're just on the road to a life you were born to live. So I wake up every day and just give it what I'm born to give. Everything in me and nothing less, while this heart's still beating up inside my chest. This is my day, this is my night, this is my pain, this is my life, this is what I was
Lay. What's up? Yeah. Yeah.
Kane is in the building, nigga.
Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on.
Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through they teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they ass. See, that's how that Chi-Town made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go on and put your hands up. When times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up.
Already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when it come up, the show goes on.
One in the air for the people ain't here. Two in the air for the father that's there. Three in the air for the kids in the ghetto. Four for the kids that don't wanna be there. None for the niggas trying to hold them back. Five in the air for the teachers not scared to tell those kids that's living in the ghetto that the niggas holding back, that the world is theirs. Yeah, yeah, the world is yours. I was once that little boy, terrified of the world. Now I'm on a world tour. I will give up everything, even start a world war for these ghetto girls and boys. I'm rapping around the world for Africa to New York, Haiti then I detour, Oakland out to Auckland, Gaza Strip to Detroit. Say hip hop only destroy. Tell them look at me, boy. I hope your son don't have a gun and never be a D-boy.
Already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on.
So no matter what you've been through, no matter what you into, no matter what you see, when you look outside your window, brown grass or green grass, picket fence or barbed wire, never ever put them down. You just lift your arms higher, raise them till your arms tired. Let them know you there, that you struggling, surviving, that you gon' persevere. Yeah, ain't nobody leaving, nobody going home. Even if they turn the lights out, the show is going on. Alright.
Already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Goes on. Goes on. Goes on.
There was a time I used to look into my father's eyes. In a happy home, I was a king, I had a golden throne. Those days are gone, now the memories on the wall. I hear the songs from the places where I was born. Upon that hill across the blue lake, that's where I had my first heartbreak. I still remember how it all changed. My father said, don't you worry, child.
Good morning, good evening, good whatever, wherever you're tuning in from. Hello, hello, and welcome to How to Bend Your Reality. Whether you're watching from YouTube or you're live in the Zoom room with us, the vibes are amazing. Okay, so firstly, welcome. And it is freaking incredible that you all pretty much showed on time. Like a lot of y'all showed up on time. I was watching the numbers go up. I'm like, damn. But I haven't done this in a hot minute, and I have missed all of you who are a part of my community. And press a press a one in the chat if you're fucking present and you're actually actively listening and not just like passively like, yeah, oh my God, hey. Hello from Bali. I love it. Hi, Ian. I love to see it. Okay, amazing. All right. So first of all, tell us where you're tuning in from. Hello from India. Amazing. She's like, I also have a pen and paper from notes for notes. She's like, I'm way ahead of you, girl. Hi from UK, Dubai, Colorado. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pakistan, England, India. I love it. Istanbul, period. Hi from France with my notes as well. Okay, freaking amazing. Okay. Now, tonight, here's the first thing I want you to get. Okay. I want you to, tonight, we're going to be thinking about reality like it is a video game. Okay. And just for the next 2 hours, here's a little exercise I want you to do with me, okay? Because for the next 2 hours, I want all of us, well, not me, but you, I want you to remember to forget every single thing that you have been told, taught, or just stuff that you've learned about what reality is, how the world works, what manifestation is, and everything in between. Because the best way to fill a cup, right? If I bring a cup right now and I'm supposed to fill that cup, the best way to fill that cup and make sure that whatever I'm pouring in that cup doesn't get diluted is to get a clean, fresh cup. Right? Because if there's already coffee in it, or there's already Coke in it, or there's already whatever in it, the entire content of maybe I'm pouring in fresh ass water, but that water is going to be impure because there's already shit in the cup. And so, some of you tonight are people who have maybe spent years learning about the laws of reality, studying manifestation. Maybe you're a coach, maybe you're a healer, maybe you've done a lot of these things. And maybe some of you, for you, this is like a relatively new chapter, and you're like, well, I'm just here, girl. I don't know nothing about it. And either way, in both situations, you're carrying all these, oh my God, hey, Rocco, all these assumptions and ideas that may then be the lens that you receive what I share with you tonight through. So we don't want that. We want to actually absorb every single part of this experience so that this is that moment where you have, this before that masterclass, life before and life after. This is that moment, right? So here's what I want you to do. Play with me, okay? I want you to imagine that there is a box in front of you. And even though I can't physically see you, I want you to do this, okay? So I want you to imagine you're holding this box in front of you, okay, physically, at the risk of looking very, very stupid, and set the intention that you're pulling from your mind, you're pulling out everything you know about reality, about spirituality, about manifestation, about how the world works, about this, about that. I want you to actually like imagine there is this physical box in front of you and pull out everything you know. And I want you to put it in this box. I can't see you, but God can see you. Okay. So, like, do it. All right. And just like close your eyes and put everything inside this box, inside this box, inside this box, all the past assumptions, every limitation, every single thing that you know. And I want you to pick this box up and put it aside. All right, just for the next 2 hours, by the way. When we're done, you are like free to pick up this bad boy again by all means. And press a one in the chat when you're done. So we know that you box that shit away, right? Amazing. Okay, amazing. All right, everyone's freaking done. I love it. Perfect. Now, I love it. Now we're going to come back to the video game metaphor, right? And here's what I mean when I say that I want you to think about reality like a video game, okay? Let's say there is this one person, all right, who has never touched a freaking PlayStation in their entire life. All right. That person doesn't even know what FIFA is. And there's another person over here who's so good that they stream their games on Twitch and they've never lost a match in 5 years. They're so freaking good at it. Now, if you were to put both of these people in a room together, right? And they play a match, who's going to win? Think about it. The first person who doesn't know anything about FIFA, who doesn't even know like what the buttons on a controller do, or the other one who knows every trick, every rule, every play, everything there is to know about the game. The second one, obviously, right? Except beginner's luck, I don't know. But they know, the second person knows the rules of the game. They know how to play. The game is the same for both of these people, right? The rules are the same. The game is the same. How it works is the same. But their experience will be based on how well they know how to play. And that's pretty much how reality operates. The game is the same for every single one of us. The rules are the same for every single person, but the experience that is based on how well you can play. How well do you know how to play? That's the thing. That's it. No one is special. No one is lucky. Yes, we're all born into different circumstances. Yes, we're all born into different experiences. We're all handed different cards by life. We all carry our share of like what the frick happened in the first few years of our lives that we had no control over consciously. That's different for all of us. But are you going to spend the rest of your life just carrying that as like, okay, but when I was 3, this happened to me. And when I was 5, that happened in my life. And this happened and that happened. And that's why I am so mad all the time. That's why nothing goes my way. I was having a conversation with someone a week ago, and this person, like, I've known this person for almost a decade, right? And this person, throughout the 10 years I've known them, every time we have spoken, it's like, the energy behind the experiences in their life has always been the same. So it's like no matter which job they go to, which relationship they're in, what they're doing, no matter what situation or, like the differences in what it looks like outside, the fundamental energy and the fundamental truth about what they've always said has always been the same. And I'm just going through so many things. And life, life just never catches me. I can never catch a break in life. And this always happened. That always happens, blah, blah, right? And for the 10 years I've known this person, it's like that has always been their reality. And that's the thing. That's the thing we're all here to understand is that you can either be that person who always is fighting for their limitations, who's always in a battle with the world, battle against, like, the world is always against you. In your relationships, there's always something bad happening. In your job, people are always, like not favoring you. The environments you're in, they're always toxic. This always happens, that always happens. And that will always continue to happen for as long as you keep believing that story. That's the thing. And so when you understand the rules of the game, right? Because here's the thing, whether you know the rules or not, everyone is playing them. So learning the rules gives you now a chance, an opportunity to take back all that power, to stop being like a passive participant of this experience we call life, and go like, okay, you know what? I am done tolerating this. I am done making excuses for this. I am done living for and from my limitations. Because you will find every reason in the book to fight for them. I promise you. And I know this not because I've heard every excuse there is from the people I've worked with, but also because I was that person at one point. I was that person who used to fight for her limitations, who used to be like, okay, I get it, but you don't understand, Anna. Or to my coach, You don't understand what I've been through. You don't understand. It's different for me. It is not. And I mean this with all the love I can say this with, that you are not special. You are not special in the way that you are the only person in the world who's been through shit. You are the only person in the world who's seen hardships. You are the only person for whom XYZ has happened. For any experience you've had, I'm certain that there are millions out there who have had a similar experience. And that shit liberates you. Because what happens when the mind starts telling you, yeah, that's all good, but I'm the only person this has happened to. I'm the only person who struggled with this. That's when you start to feel separate from the world. You start to think, I'm here, the rest of the world is here. So you may look at people who are having it easy. Look at people, manifesting shit, living from wealth, having whatever they want. And your mind will tell you it's not possible for you. No, you have to work hard. No, you have to struggle. No, it can't be that easy for you. And the mind is, it's a terrible leader. And the more you listen to the mind, the more you start to think that that's you. And the truest, the biggest liberation comes when you realize that you are not the mind. You can actually choose to not identify with the thoughts in your head. We all have thoughts, right? We all hear a voice in the head. I mean, if I tell you to scream hello inside, you can hear a hello. But here's the thing. If you can hear the hello, then obviously you are not the thought itself. Because you are the awareness that is aware that there was a hello said inside the head. Now, the reason you buy into the inner voice is very simple, because it sounds like you. But imagine this, imagine the voice in your head was actually the voice of a podcast bro who was like, trust fund baby, never known nothing about the real world. And he's like, let me tell you guys, you wouldn't believe that shit for a second. Imagine if it was the voice of okay, imagine any person, any guy or girl you've ever dated that gave you like a major ick, right? Or a date you went on where the person was, you were just like, ew, I never want to see you again. Donald Trump. Like someone who makes you cringe, right? Someone who's giving you the ick. Think about that voice in your head, replace it with their voice. Are you actually going to believe a word that pops up here? No. But the reason you believe your own voice is because you're not even listening. Exactly. The reason you believe it is why? Because you love yourself so much. You give yourself that importance. So if it's my voice, I'll listen to it. But here's the thing, just because it's your voice doesn't mean it's you. That's a trick the mind plays. And so tonight is about you getting the playbook of reality, right? And what I want from you, here's the thing. Here's all I want you to do, all right? Put your phone on do not disturb, okay? Lock the freaking door if you have to. Set aside all distractions because this is literally about the rest of your life, right? And if you've been in my world before, you know what I mean. And throw a one in the chat once you're done, setting all distractions aside. And I'm gonna give you like a disclaimer. We might go a little over time. I don't know yet, but we might. Just a little bit. But here's what it is, right? Because amazing. Everyone's done, right? Y'all are done. Perfect. Now, we're going to start with the most fundamental part of the entire playbook, which I just a second ago was talking about who you are. Okay. Because the reason 99% of the people never manifest shift their reality or experience those life altering transformations. Where do you put your dog? Oh, come on, Rocco. Your dog is like, at this point, he's a part of these, part of these containers. He's shipped in with us. But the 99% of the people, the reason they're not able to actually experience these shifts is because they have reality figured out backwards. Right. And most people, even, and I would go ahead to say, especially in the manifestation world, seem to believe more in matter than in energy. In the physical world, the world where I can see this, the world where I can touch things, the world where my perception makes me feel like things are very real, than the unseen realm. And what the eyes can see, what the hands can hold, over the heart's knowing of God. So here's what typically happens. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm never wrong. You have a desire, okay? You have a desire and you go like, okay, so I want to go from a reality where I don't have the desire to a reality where I have the desire. Very simple, right? I want this thing, so I want to go from a reality where I don't have it to a reality where I have it, right? So the next step is you go like, okay, well, maybe I need to do some scripting, do the 369 method, do the affirmations, maybe visualize, do this, do that, and then I will have the thing. And I want you to be really freaking honest who can relate. Like who has been there where you were like, I have a desire, I need to manifest this desire, so I need to do a process so I can get the desire. By the way, if you're when you're sending the chat, make sure you're sending it to everyone. Most of you guys are only sending it to me. You feel exposed. Yeah, because I can truly say I have been there. I have been that person. It's okay. Where I was like, okay, so now that I got the desire, I need to do a process to receive this thing in reality. Not that I have the desire, I need to do a process so I can get the thing in reality. That's where we fuck it up. Ain't nothing wrong, by the way, with doing a process. But the challenge isn't the process. The reason why you don't get what you manifest is not because you have the wrong ritual, but because in your mind, there is a separation. You live from a world of duality, a world of mind and matter, separate things. Meaning, I imagine, I visualize, step one, and then something outside of me happens and I get the thing. And that's the thing. Living in and from duality will always feel like, you as matter, as the body trying to change something in the physical world. And matter, as in anything physical, is the lowest vibration of consciousness. There are, and here's there are two entities to you. Think about it this way. There is your inner world, and then there's your outer world, right? And that's why you guys will DM me or email me saying, Anna, I've been manifesting this thing for X time and I still don't have it. I've been doing this. Is it even possible? Can I even quantum leap? Will reality even change? Will da, 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 da. And the problem isn't with what your desire is. Here's the freaking thing you need to understand. I genuinely, with all the love that I have in my heart, don't give a fuck what your desire is. It is none of my business, and it is none of your business either. Because your desire is like it's like they're all the same in essence. The problem isn't with what you're trying to get. It is with how you define reality fundamentally. You believe that reality is what is outside of you, what the senses can perceive, what you can touch, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can feel. But your eyes can only see 0.00005% of all of light, all of what's around you, not even a full 1%. Because you are not your senses. You are awareness that is looking through a human body. You are consciousness, spirit, ruh, whatever name you want, that resonates with you. And you're wearing this meat suit called a human body. And you're looking through the eyes of this body. And there's a forgetting that happens when you are so immersed in the human experience. A forgetting of who you really are. Not the body, not the past, not the labels you've given yourself or people have given to you, but the infinite being that is aware of it all. The only thing about you that can never change, has never changed, and will never change is the fact that you are aware. Your body will change. It has changed, right? Your experiences shift. Your thoughts will come and go. Everything outside of you, and even everything you're aware of inside of you, other than God, has and continues to change over the course of your life. But there is a being within that has quietly just observed everything. I mean, if you close your eyes right now, even if you can't see anything, aren't you still aware? Even if you can't see anything, you're still aware. The awareness is that infinite part of you, the part that existed before you came to Earth, and the part that will still exist after the human body dies. We are not a human body. We are spiritual beings inside a human playground. And the test of life is ultimately a test of perception. Do you believe in what the senses tell you? Or do you live from faith? Because logic, being realistic, thinking about everything from the way that you have been conditioned to think about, all of that is very 3D based, very human, conditioning based thinking. It's very logical, it's very limiting, and it cuts you off from source, from God. Because when you live as and from your spiritual self, your infinite self, the only way to consistently feel connected to God is to consistently detach from the physical world, to remember that you are not defined by anything outside of you. And that's what reality bending is all about. It's a detachment from the input of the world, the external noise. It's a de identification from who the world tells you you are, what your senses say about what is or isn't possible. And it is your capacity, your power to unknow the limitations, to remember what free will is truly about. Most people think manifestation, reality bending, is about changing the outside world. It's about making something, your ability to make something happen outside of you. And I'm gonna burst your bubble real freaking quick and tell you that that is the farthest thing from truth to ever exist. You have no power to make anything outside of you happen. And that shit is liberating. Because here's the thing, what you have power over is your inner world. When you become aware of a different reality internally, not from your ego mind, but as spirit, as consciousness, God makes the 3D bend to your knowing. Your job is to maintain the inner world. God's job is to make it match your consciousness. God's job is the outside world. Every action you take in the physical world is always a byproduct. People think people think that here's what it is, right? That I will first visualize something in my reality happening, and then they open their eyes and go like, okay, well, now I need to figure out what to do. Now I need to take all my baggage of the past and I will think from my past and I will come up with a logical way to bring this thing to life. What I'm saying is that you, it's not about never taking physical action, by the way. It's about understanding that reality operates on three planes of existence: the mental plane, the spiritual plane, and the physical plane. And this work, reality bending, is about working, operating multidimensionally. But the reality not changing affects the mind and our belief what to do about that. But girl, boy, whatever. Again, dude, that's the thing. That's the whole, like, this is what I need you to understand, that reality is not what is outside of you. The first thing you need to get is this physical world is not reality, girl. Reality is you. There is no separation between you and the world outside of you. You and your reality are one. You and your outer world are one. Because, okay, love your question, but maybe hold off on your questions until I'm actually done with the entire webinar, because obviously I'm going to, answer it through what I'm teaching. But here's what I want you to get, okay? Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen. Where the frick did the iPad go? Okay, I'm going to connect it to the iPad so then I can draw this shit for you. Okay, when you can see my screen, tell me you can see my screen. Okay, um, let's see. Where is it? Okay. You can see my screen? Okay, perfect. All right. Whoa, wait. Mhm. Okay. So the first thing we're going to start off with, okay, is we're going to talk about how awareness actually works. Now, this is you, and this is, okay, your physical body. And then we'll say there's your awareness. Okay. Now, the thing about awareness is when you were born, this awareness was, you were told, okay, that this is your name. This is, you were told stuff about what success is. You were told stuff about love. You were told stuff about money. You were told stuff about health. You were told stuff about friends. Basically, when you were born, right? And in your early years, your awareness became aware of all of these different definitions of reality, as in how the world works. And what happened is you started to go like, you started believing that, okay, all of this got installed in your consciousness. And the thing about consciousness, imagine that there is this like factory, okay? It's the awareness factory. What happens here is anything that you become aware of. So, for example, money is hard to earn. Okay. Let's say your dad gifted this belief to you when you were a kid. All right. Now, this belief went into the awareness factory. Whoa, that was an ugly ass line. Okay. And what happened is the job of the awareness factory is to print that in your 3D. So when you grow up and you started working, what started happening? You noticed that money was hard to make. You started working really, really hard. And, like you were burning yourself out. You were always stressed. Basically, everything your parents gave you, your consciousness, which was, like impressionable at that time, aware of nothing, in wholeness, in abundance, as love, it was whole. Okay? You were whole. And then all these things came to you, and all these people told you things. So you believed it. And then your reality started to get printed through that lens. The thing about reality, what you call reality, the thing about life is that it is always equal to your knowing. That's it. What you know to be true is what happens outside of you. There are no exceptions. If you know that money is hard to earn, what will happen? Money will be hard to earn for you. If you know, so okay, I'll give you a funny example. When there's some people who just go like, I know that that girl just doesn't like me. You haven't even spoken to that person. For example, you go to a party, there's this person, you're like, I know she hates me, or I know he hates me, whatever. That does end up happening. That person, that whatever, does end up being a bitch to you or whatever. A lot of times, in fact, every time you'll notice you're never surprised by reality. You're never surprised by life because, yeah, life is always equal to your knowing. Always. And a lot of people will be like, okay, Anna, but I really thought that would happen. Okay. I really thought that this thing would work out. I really thought that, like, I was manifesting. I really, 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 really thought it would happen. And then it didn't happen. What happened there? And when I get to talking to them, yeah, they thought it would happen. But underneath the thought was a belief and a knowing that was the opposite of it. So you can be like, okay, but I really thought that I would end up with that person. But underneath it all, let's say you hold a belief that um, I can never be in a happy, healthy relationship, or I'm meant to be alone, or people don't choose me. I'm not chosen. I don't get picked. Whatever, whatever. There is always a belief, a truth, a some shit in your field, something in your frequency that you hold to be true, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. And that is what is always reflected outside of you, no exceptions. Life will always show you who you are being. You want to get to know yourself. You want to get to know your beliefs. You want to get to know your inner world. Get to observe your life instead of fighting it. Be a student of your life instead of, like barking at it. Instead of being like, this person did that to me, that person did this to me, and I'm trying so hard to manifest shit. And if you can give all of that up and just be curious, what has my life, what information, what feedback has my life given me up until this moment? You'll know what the frick is going on in your inner world. Because here's the thing, okay? Let's, oh my God. All right. There are literally infinite versions of you that exist. There are infinite versions of you, infinite realities, okay? Jesus. And they're all equal choices. And your free will is your ability, your will to choose in consciousness, which one do I want to observe? Which reality do I want to know? Which reality do I want to know? And here's the thing, people will come and be like, Anna, I have been so for example, I had this client one time, and she was like, okay, but I've been trying to manifest business, like clients in my business, and my, no matter what I do, I don't get views. And my Instagram and my whatever platform she was using, she was like, I don't get sales, I don't get clients, and I've been manifesting whatever, whatever, but I just don't get it. And I was like, yeah, and you won't. You know why? Because you are knowing constantly a reality where you don't get it. where your shit is not blowing up, where people are not reaching out to you, where your products are not being bought, where your stuff people are not signing up to. You want to know what faith is? What reality bending is? It is truly to divorce everything outside of you, to stop narrating the 3D in your mind, to stop narrating what is happening outside of you as if it is true. And this is, oh my God, like this is the only thing, the only, everyone fights for something in life. Maybe people fight for love, maybe they fight for jobs, maybe they fight for this, whatever, whatever. But most people, you know what they fight for? They fight for their goddamn limitations. They fight for, like, Anna, okay, I get it, but it just doesn't work. No, no. The thing is, the truth is, you have been living that way for so long. Then now that someone, imagine this, okay? Imagine that been a person who has been in prison for 30 years. They have never known a world outside that prison. And you go walk in one day and you unlock the door and you go like, hey, you're free to leave. But all they have known is those four walls, those bars. All they have known is even though I hate this person so much, I am comfortable because I don't know what's outside there. So the door is open. But they close it and they lock themselves and they say, I don't want to leave because I'm scared of what's out there. I don't know anything. That's the thing. Most of you, most people, not even you, most people, the reason that they keep all of this as a theory, a theoretical understanding in their life, instead of actually applying that shit, is not because they think it doesn't work, but because they know that it does. They know that it is so goddamn powerful that if I simply, for the next 7 days, use my consciousness to be greater than I've ever been, to think greater than I've ever thought, to feel greater than I've ever felt, to observe a greater reality than what my eyes are telling me is out there, everything will change. Because that's how God works. God will shapeshift my world so fast. And that shit terrifies them because they know that it is possible. And they're way too comfortable complaining, suffering, fighting, being small, and always having a reason to feel small. Always being that underdog. Always being the person who's just fucking figuring it out. Always being the person who is on some sort of journey. The manifestation journey, it's a healing journey, it's a figuring out journey. Always on some sort of freaking, you know, journey. Thinking, I am always just figuring it out. And that's how they position themselves in the market. And by market, I mean the world. This fake humility. And when I say fake humility, I'm especially talking to my entrepreneurs here, where you don't own your goddamn fire. You don't own your voice. You don't own your bigness. You don't own who you know you are. Because no matter how much you say you want this life or whatever, it feels more goddamn comfortable for you to be in a process of manifestation than actually shut up, sit down, and receive that shit. And so it's like you downplay yourself, but it doesn't look like downplaying. What does it look like? It looks like I'm this learner. It looks like like I'm relatable to everyone because I'm always like in the mud myself. But the day that you are actually honest with yourself, the day you can have the integrity to go like, yo, I am done with the shit. I am done fighting to feel limited. I am done letting my mind and my ego tell me what is or isn't possible. I am done knowing a reality I don't want to know anymore. Which reality do you want to know? And why aren't you inside that shit right now? That's the only thing. It's that you keep like it's a three-step thing, right? Okay, I want, and then I'm shifting. I am. And this, by the way, is instant. Mhm. Yeah. You rehearse it daily, you build it stronger, but it's instant. So this entire thing, it doesn't need years or months. But most people get real comfortable here because what's better than I want? I'm processing. I'm doing the work. I'm in the thing. I'm on a path because you feel pretty great about the fact that, yeah, at least I'm doing something. I'm not shitty like I used to be, right? I'm so different from who I was a year ago. But you're also so far away from the reality you want. And you keep saying what? You keep saying what? Okay, but at least I'm doing the work. But you never identify with this shit because you think that you need some sort of bloody permission slip. Okay, now you have officially entered this new era of your life. Own it. That's the problem. Don't you get it? It's like you and your, let's say this is your reality, are one. Your reality will never show you something or someone you are not. So if you're always whoa, over here, life will always be that for you until you go like from here, you go like, okay, now I want to know this reality, this story, this, you know, TV channel. Now I want to watch this. Then that means that you gotta unknow like stop watching another TV show. That's like all of these, how I said there's infinite equal choices here. That's pretty messy. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna change a color. Let's go with woo. Okay. How's- okay, let's go with this one. All right. So I want you to like all these infinite options, right? They all exist on different frequencies. And that's what you're really here for, by the way, because I'm about to tell you the 7 layers of frequency. Okay, we'll get to the practical part in a bit, in a minute. I'm Anita. Okay, anyways. Whoa. I dropped the pencil. Hold up. Hold up. Oh my God. Okay, we got it. Okay. So imagine this is my favorite analogy that I give a lot. There's Animal Planet and there is, ESPN, whatever. If you're watching Animal Planet, it's not going to show you a sports show, right? Sports game, whatever. If you're watching Animal Planet, you're going to see the monkeys and you're going to see the cows and you're going to see the freaking elephants and the polar bears and the penguins, right? There's a theme to that TV channel. And every show, everything that plays on that channel is in accordance to the theme. At the same time that there are penguins on Animal Planet, there's a Madrid versus Barca match going on over here on freaking, I don't know, on ESPN or some shit, whatever, on another channel. But it's not like, okay, the match will pause because, there's penguins over here. They exist at the same time. You, you, you can either be watching the penguins or watching the game, but both things are existing at the same time. All TV channels exist at the same time. And through a remote. Now, if for example you're watching Penguins and you really want to watch the Barca match, okay, and you go like, "Oh my God, Anna, I don't want to be watching the Penguins anymore, and I'm missing the match," right? And I'm gonna be like, "Okay, just change the channel. Like, what? Why are you crying about it?" And you're like, "Oh, I don't want to change the channel," and I'm like, why not? And you're like, just shut up, okay? I just want to watch the Barca match. These stupid penguins, they're cute, but I don't want to be watching them. I'm missing the game. And I'm like, okay, here's the remote. Change the channel. And you're like, I don't want to change the channel. That's what y'all are doing. You're like, I don't want to change the channel. But I don't want to be watching the freaking penguins anymore. I'm tired of the theme. I'm tired of the people. I'm tired of the situations. I'm tired of everything that keeps happening over and over again. I'm so done with this shit. And I'm like, yo, right now, in this moment, there's a whole different TV channel for you. There is a completely different theme going on. Right now, in the present moment, you have just like the Penguins and the ESPN exist at the same time, right? Right now, at the same time, there are infinite versions of you, infinite TV channels of your reality. So, right now, maybe you're connected to broke TV, or a lot of y'all are connected to this one, struggle TV, right? Underdog TV, or this is so much victim TV. A lot of y'all are connected to these TV channels, and you're like, that doesn't change shit. All right, you want to change shit? You go like, okay, badass TV, you know, winner TV. All of these channels exist right now. There is right now. And I need you to understand this. This is not like a theoretical thing. Right now, just like all those TV channels exist at the same time, all infinite realities exist for you right now in this moment. And how do you draw in a different reality? By using your consciousness. Listen to this clearly. I'm only going to say it once. By using your consciousness to draw in a different you. It's not about the outside world. If you and your reality are one, then who you be, who you are, is what life is. So if you want the wealth, the relationship, the XYZ, whatever, it's all up to you what you want. But here's what I'll tell you. The version of you right now that has the thing, for whom life works that way, simply observes a different knowing of themselves and life. You can't see yourself as the poor guy or the poor girl, or like, oh, I'm just trying, I'm just like getting started, I'm just this, I'm just that. And then be like, okay, but I'm manifesting like shit to blow up for me. I'm manifesting. You can't be like, see yourself as someone who's never chosen and then be like, I'm manifesting the partner of my dreams. You're not gonna fucking get it. Or if you do get it, it's going to make you suffer because you think that that thing is going to give you something. But that's a whole different conversation. I'm not getting into that shit right now. But here's the thing, okay? Coming back to this conversation, what I need you to understand is if you and your reality are one, then it's not the world you need to change. It's not something outside you need to be doing differently. It's that you need to unknow this like this fucking underdog TV, broke TV, struggle TV. You need to stop watching this shit because out of mind equals out of sight. Once you stop watching that fucking show, life stops showing it to you. And this is where the 7 layers of frequency come in, okay? So don't be sending me questions in the chat right now about like, okay, but like, just wait, all right? Now, here's the next part. Does everyone get this, by the way? So far, put a 1 in the chat. I haven't seen the chat for a second. So far, does everyone get what I mean? Whoa. I'm gonna be doing the taking your questions at the end, but just put a 1 in the chat if you get it. Okay, perfect. Hey, mind is blowing. I love it. Why did I just see someone called Coco Melon? Word, dude. That just reminds me of my nephew. Coco Melon. Okay, perfect. So everyone gets it. All right. Now, amazing. Let's get to the second part, okay? Now, you all understand this one thing I talked about is there's 3 layers of reality, 3 dimensions, we'll call it for now. The mental plane, the spiritual, and the physical, right? Now, this is where you go like, this is where you use your imagination to brew yourself. I'll talk about this in detail, okay? This is your connection to God, and this is where action happened through you. Okay. All right. So there's three layers, three planes of existence, three layers of reality, right? The mental, which is, and I'll get into detail with this, but what tonight is about, okay, and what your entire life really is about, all right, is about you learning to work across all dimensions coherently. Imagine this, right? Imagine you go to a music show, okay? Now, or think about it this way, okay? Whoa, whoa. If you're ever watching like a show or something, okay? And suddenly on that show, what happens is like the subtitles are not in sync with the sound, which is not in sync with the image. How annoying is that? Right? Like if maybe the sound comes first and then, so it's like you hear the hello and you're like, what the frick? And then maybe like 2 minutes later, the subtitle says hello. And all of that shit is like so annoying to watch, right? Or if you go to like a music show or something, and the piano is not in playing in coherence with the another instrument, and the person singing is not on key, they're completely off key, and everything is just like you know in isolation. The piano could be beautiful and the singing could be amazing and the other instruments could be great, but when they're being played together, when it's all happening together, it sounds horrible because they're not in sync. Okay. And that's what happens with reality. It's kind of like just, your job is to just make sure all of these are in sync with each other. That's it. So that a beautiful melody is produced, right? It's all about aligning all the notes. I don't, my musical, like dictionary jargon, whatever, is absolutely zero. So notes is the best I can come up with. Is that, all those notes play coherently and they're in sync and it sounds beautiful, right? Because a song where the shit is not in sync is gonna sound it's gonna make it's gonna make your ears bleed. You're gonna be like, somebody, like turn that shit off. Or I mean, if you've ever heard your brothers sing, you're gonna be like, shut up, dude. You're ruining the song, right? It's kind of like that. Okay. So now, and we're gonna come to actually, let's just start a new page. Okay. Now, all right. Now reality bending, okay, is actually about two forces. All right. There's two parts to it, two parts of the process, you can say. The first is where you choose your frequency. Okay. So we'll call it painting. And I'll tell you why we're calling it painting in a second. The second is where you reserve, preserve it. Okay. And when most people, a lot of times what happens is they know how to do this or they're able to do some part of it. Okay. But where they mess up is here. And if you don't understand it, because this is not airtight enough for them. So if it's not airtight enough, if the foundation isn't strong enough, the building will collapse, right? So the first part is choosing your frequency, having a strong foundation, and the second part is to preserve it. Now, why did I call the first part painting? Here's an analogy that I like to use. Imagine that you're an artist, okay? And you have painted, like, let's say like you're an artist and like you're globally known, and people from all over the world have come to watch your, like to see your you have a gallery and they've come to watch your show, okay? Look at your pieces, buy your artwork, whatever. And you're at your art studio, okay? And that studio is like 5 minutes away from the gallery where the show is happening, okay? And your team has set up everything there. Everything's done. Your car is there. You probably forgot your phone there. You came back to the studio and you told them that actually my masterpiece, that's, let's say it's worth $2 million. Okay. You've painted this incredible masterpiece. It is your best work ever. All right. You put months of work into it. It is worth millions. And you were like, you know what? Actually, I want to do like a whole thing. Okay. It's a 5 minute walk, so I'm just gonna bring in myself and blah blah whatever. You're stupid, let's just say. But anyways, everything's done. Okay, the show's about to start. You got ready. You're about to leave your gallery. You're about to leave your studio to go to the gallery, right? You've got that $2 million masterpiece in your hands. And then you notice that it is there's a rainstorm outside. Okay. There's a freaking rainstorm outside. Now, the first part, painting, is done, right? You already did the painting. The second part is for you to preserve the painting. Hell yeah. Now, if scenario A, you go like, you look at the fact that there's a rainstorm and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna put the painting under my jacket. Nothing's gonna happen. You don't even take an umbrella. You don't do anything. And you just like start like, marching in the freaking go ahead, like you go ahead on. You just walk in the rain. Your dress gets wet. The painting, let's not even talk about that shit. And then there's a cab on the way, and there's water everywhere, and that cab drives a little too fast, and your clothes get even more wet than they already were. There's traffic everywhere, and the rain is not getting any slower. The rain didn't go like, okay, yeah, yo, 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 yo. This celebrity, this freaking artist is walking the street. Everybody pause, throw the sun out. The world doesn't stop just because you head out in the middle of a rainstorm like an idiot without an umbrella, without covering your painting. And then you get to the gallery and you're like, you pull out the painting from your not waterproof jacket, and then it's all ruined. And you go like, how could this happen? I I I put it under my jacket. And your team goes like, was your jacket waterproof? And you're like, no, but it's like, I don't know, Prada. And they're like, okay, and was it waterproof? And you're like, no, that's the thing. And you're like, it's not my fault, like what was I supposed to do? Wear a freaking raincoat, hold an umbrella, cover my painting inside, I don't know, a bag or whatever, a waterproof bag. It was a 5 minute walk. Like it's the rain's fault. It's the cab driver. It was the people on the bike that were going too fast. Nobody stopped for me. Like they were against me or some shit. But the thing is that the world isn't evil. They didn't do nothing against you. The world is just indifferent. So when you wear a new frequency hat, let's say that, let's say your frequency is a hat, okay? Hell yeah. But let's say that you choose to wear a new hat. You were wearing an old hat before, you take it off and you wear this hat. Now it's your job to protect the hat. It's your job to preserve the frequency. Because it can't be that, you choose a new frequency and then someone comes and tells you their limitations and you're like, okay, screw it. I believe you. The hell? And that's why most people do not shift their reality, do not sustain their leaps, do not see reality change at the in the way that they know it's possible. Why? Because they don't preserve their frequency. They're too impressionable. In another scenario, what happens? You find out there's a rainstorm, you wear a raincoat, you take an umbrella, you put your painting in a whole plastic wrap so it doesn't get wet, and you maybe even call a cab instead of walking like a champion in the rain. You take the precautionary measures, and then you get to the studio and your clothes are dry, the painting is intact, everything works, and you're $2 million richer. But that little 5-minute journey, that's, when they say like, man, there's a little delay between you choosing the frequency and then seeing it in 3D. That little delay is just that 5-minute journey. Because if you aren't like this airtight with it, if you don't preserve and protect your frequency, the world will change it. The world will impress it. The world will influence it. The people around you, your environment, your friends, your family, Instagram, TikTok, the shows you watch, they're gonna influence you. And you'll keep like, you won't actually hold it long enough. I don't know why I drew that. For you to arrive at the gallery unharmed. That's it. And that is why that is why today I want you to, um, we're going to talk about the 7 layers of a frequency. But so far, did everyone get everything I just said? Put a 1 in the chat if you got it. Can I repeat it? You joined late? No, absolutely not, Joe. How long to preserve it before it shifts something in the 3D? Ha 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 ha. That's fucking funny as shit. I can't believe you fucking said that because here, let me just like, here's the thing. You, the frequency is about it's about changing, shifting who you are. Stop thinking like, come on, y'all. You're still thinking that, okay, so I just need to manifest, like, I just need a positive think for 7 days, then I can go back to thinking shitty thoughts, then you missed the fucking memo. There is no how long. This is what I know now, period. I'm not going back. Why are you bartering with your limitations? Okay, so 7 days, I'm gonna think about abundance, I'm gonna get some money, and then I'm gonna go back to being a broke bitch. Why the fuck? To This is not about changing your 3D. This is about you shifting into a different person. And by different person, I mean you just remembering that you were never limited, that you were never broke. You were just looking through the lens of what people told you to look through. When you stop identifying with thoughts and identities and the 7 layers I'm going to be talking about right now, you realize that the work isn't about changing the world. And that the moment you actually shift, the world has no choice but to catch up. But as long as you think that this is separate, you're not going to get it. It's not separate. Why do you think God says intention is everything? Because if you're going into this with the intention to change outside of you, to get something outside of you, there's nothing wrong with receiving from outside. But if you think that I need to get something outside of me, then you're still at the frequency where you don't have it. You're still that person who doesn't have it. And that's why y'all don't get what you want. That's why I, for a long time, didn't get what I wanted because I always saw the separation. But you need to understand when you stop trying to get something, instead of manifestation mastery, it becomes a you mastering yourself. If life is always what you know it to be, then you need to change and life will just mirror it. That's like saying, okay, how long do I need to sit here and be like, I hate this maroon scarf. Why am I not wearing a blue scarf? Why am I not wearing a blue scarf? Why is it not blue? Why is it maroon? Why is it not blue? Why is it, can you be blue? Can you be blue? Is that going to change the color of my scarf? No. That's what people do when they're trying to change reality. But if I want the screen to look like I'm wearing a blue scarf, I need to get up, go wear a blue scarf, and then come back. Because the screen is just showing the color of scarf I'm wearing. If I'm wearing a maroon scarf, the camera will show a maroon scarf. So if you're wearing a frequency where you don't have the thing, life will just show you that. It's not against you. It is so loyal to you. Okay. Now, coming back to this. All right. It's going to erase everything. Oh, you know what? I'm going to erase you too. The helly? Okay. Now. Now let's talk about the 7 layers. The first level is your cognitive grid. Okay. Now your frequency is kind of made up with this is you. Okay. And your frequency has different elements to it. Okay. Think about it like when you're cooking a dish, right? If you're making pasta, right? There's the chicken, there's the cheese, there's the tomatoes, there's the whatever, all these different ingredients. And then you put those ingredients together, you get a dish, right? So think about this as if you're making a meal, making whatever, cooking a dish. These 7 layers are simply different ingredients that all add up to the taste of the ultimate dish you cook. The ingredients you use determine the dish you make. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure it does, right? So the first part is the cognitive grid, okay? Now, This is your belief systems. Okay. Now, when you were a kid, uh, wait, what didn't you get, Stephanie? What didn't you get, man? Okay, so we don't know what you didn't get. All right. Now, when you were born, okay, you thought everything is possible. Okay. And then, like we talked about, your mom and your dad, or the, guardians that you had all these beliefs about different things, about money, about love, about this, about that, whatever, X, whatever. Okay. Now, what happened is you started to adapt their thinking, their beliefs. Okay. So I'll give you an example. So for example, you know, one time I was talking to someone who was a parent, and she has like two kids, and let's see. Who has a parent and who has all these, like who has two kids and shit. And she was like, I know that y- like people say that you're not supposed to hit your kids, you're not supposed to be abusive, you're not supposed to do that, blah blah. But it's like, that's what my parents taught me, right? So that's what they did. So that's just what people do. Or someone said, well, I always saw my dad working really hard. That's just what happens, right? Maybe the dad said, well, success is hard. Hard work is how hard you work. How stressed you are equals how successful you are. People have all these different beliefs about how life works. And the thing about reality is that it's like, everyone's reality is as unique to them as their fingerprint. So right now, what I want you to do, here's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to look at any one area of your life, all right? Any one area of your life where it is not what you want it to be. So for example, it's like, maybe if you're a business owner, it's about your sales or whatever, right? It's not where you want it to be. It's not how you want it to be. Okay? So it's like that I have been manifesting, especially if there's something that you've been manifesting, quote unquote, for like a hot minute, okay? And it's just you always feel like you're constantly manifesting, never getting it. Okay. And just for that, pick any one thing, okay? Any one part of your life where you are not where you want to be, life is not how you want it to be. And then I want you to ask yourself, I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this. I want you to ask yourself, what if I were to be real freaking honest with myself right now, what do I believe to be true about this part of my life? What am I like what do I actually believe about how relationships work, or how money works, or how business works, or whatever else? What is the core belief? What do I need to believe, or what would I have to believe for this to be my reality? Someone put it in the chat. What would I have to believe for this to be my reality? I'm gonna stop this screen share for a second. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes and I want you to write this answer in the chat, in your notes, wherever. But what would you have to believe for that thing to be a part of your reality? No, no, not the your chosen thing. Like I want you to not like, oh, that it's already done, but it's like, for example, if someone is like, I'm manifesting, give me an example of something you're manifesting, okay, that you don't have it yet. A relationship, okay, a spouse, 100K. So, for example, money, right? What would you have to believe for you to not have the 100K? What would you have to believe for you to not have that business started? What would you have to believe for you to not be in your dream uni? What would you have to believe? So, for example, if it's like money, it's like, okay, well, maybe that I need to work harder to finally earn it, that other people get success easily, that I have to build my success slowly and steadily and whatever. 100K is a lot for me. Exactly. So that, okay, sit with this question. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes while I get some water, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go forward. Okay. Because for every layer, I want you to see that I have to hustle to get 100K. Exactly. So for every layer, we're going to decode this shit tonight, okay? We're going to see what are things that you are holding to be true. So, um, what do you call that? Choose that one thing, okay? That one thing that you're going to take your entire seven levels of frequency through. Okay, so I will ask you a question based on that one thing. Okay, so right now you're choosing a thing, the whatever outcome you've been trying to manifest, and then we'll see what beliefs you've been holding to be true. Okay, what things in your frequency are keeping that shit from you? Okay, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna go to the next level. Alrighties, can we manifest for a spouse? Oh yeah. You can. All right. So I'm gonna play some music. I'm gonna give you a hot second, and I will be right back. And we're gonna go freaking deep into this. All right.
There's no way out of an angry crowd without stepping on some toes. You scream your name till the lights go out, then they'll feed you to the wolves. It's hard to say who you'll be when they let those big red curtains close. You know this, 'cause you told me so. I bet you forgot black heels in the summertime. Dad's bad cooking, though you'd be polite. Honey, now you got a look that I don't recognize. You pulled me aside and you said, to know me is to hate what I've become. Is to watch me as I'm falling from that ladder/rung. Is to feel it like a secret you can't keep it. I'm not the way I was. I'm not the way I was. Will you feed within to beneath your skin? Are you tethered in your doubt? If you breathed it into this medicine that you cannot live without. You came back home a fucking alien, and we're stuck here on the ground. Call your mom back in before the high comes down. 'Cause you forgot black heels in the summertime. Dirt road smoking on a Friday night. Honey, now you got a look that I don't recognize. You pulled me aside and you said, to know me is to hate what I've become. Is to watch me as I'm falling from that ladder/rung. Is to feel it like a secret you can't keep it. I'm not the way I was. I'm not the way I was. But to feel it, to grace of this godlight is to have it in your hands. The one thing I wanted all my life, it's all mine.
Okay. Right. I hope I was sharing my computer sound. Imagine if only I'm the one listening to the music. All right. Let's read some of these, okay? I'm too inexperienced and people won't think I have enough value to earn success in business. If someone sees the real me, they will leave me. I'm too much. I'm too traumatized to be loved. I have to heal a lot first, or I'll traumatize him too. Who will give me a job? I'm clumsy. I always have to work a lot extra hard. I do get results, but I'm always much later than everyone. He will not commit, just this shit not getting out of my head, manifesting a specific person. I'm not able to accept that I will fully get that I will get the money. I got less marks and admissions are closed 3, 4 months ago. I didn't study well. They will not take me. Every time I've liked someone, they've never liked me back. I need to get a high paying job to get an airline ticket. So, do you see how? On one level, you're trying to get something from the outside, which is that the outcome that you want. And at the same time, your consciousness at the first layer of your frequency, the one that you're currently embodying, holds opposite beliefs, right? Holds beliefs about your reality, about you, that maybe you're too much. Love comes with pain. Holds these beliefs that directly oppose the thing that you're trying to call into your life. And life does not give you what you say you want, it gives you what you know to be true, which is another way to say literally a printout of your frequency. So the first level, the first layer of a frequency is your belief system. Okay. Now, what that means in terms of when we come to frequency work, right? You write your goal on top, goal as in your desire, whatever the reality that you want. Okay. You write that, not right now, but when later, you get clear on what do I want life to show me? What do I want God to give to me? If I truly knew, and here's the thing, right? If I truly knew that God can give me pretty much anything and everything, right? It's God. I'm not asking a person. So when I know that, and I know that everything is possible with God, then what will I actually ask for? Okay, that's the first question. Now you apply. So, for example, if it's in your business, in your relationship, and whatever, that's your thing. Okay, okay, amazing. Now we'll pause the shares for now so that you can listen to what I'm telling you. All right. Now, the first step is that you need to have a belief that or beliefs that are equal to that reality. Okay, listen to me again. You need to have beliefs that are equal to that reality. So, for example, you can't say, I want 100K and then have a belief that 100K is a lot of money. You can't say that I want a relationship and then hold the belief that I'm too much, I'm not lovable, love comes with pain, whatever. So you need to go like, okay, all right. Fuck anything that has ever happened in my life before this moment. We're gonna drop that shit so fast, okay? And just right now, I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath with me, and exhale. And I want you to fully come into this moment. And remember to forget every limitation, everything that has ever happened in your life up until this moment. Because as long as you use your past as a reference for what is possible in your future, you keep living in the past. God says what? He does not change the state of a people until they change what? What's inside of them? What is inside of you? The layers of your frequency. And the first layer is the belief systems you have. Because you cannot get something if your belief directly opposes that very thing. You will never contradict yourself, which means life will never contradict you. Because you and life are what? One. So instead of the entire story of why I believe this, and I'm certain, by the way, I'm so certain about one thing. For whatever belief you hold to be true, you have every good reason to be believing that. You can come up with a million reasons why, actually. You can come up with all the evidence in the world to say, well, this is why I believe it. Because this happened and that happened and this. But that's exactly why faith is illogical. Because logic will tell you what? No, you can't abandon this belief. We've had it for generations, it's a family, what do you call that? What's the word? Treasure or whatever. Everyone in the family has had it. How can you just throw something that's been carried for generations away? But that's the thing. Would you rather be loyal to that or yourself? Who do you want to be loyal to? Because if you are more loyal to the generations, to how things have been done so far, the ancestry, the this, the that, you can kiss that dream life of yours goodbye. I mean, we've all seen so often in people around us, in the world around us. Parents raise their kids a certain way. Those kids go ahead and raise the similar kids. And that's how generational assholery gets passed down. It's like copy paste. So the gift that God has given to you and I is this moment, this awareness, this consciousness, this breaking of like, oh my God, from the hypnosis, from the trance, from the delusion, because the real delusion is not having faith. The real delusion is believing in all those bloody limitations. So the first part, that reality that you want, you're going to build, set up beliefs that are equal to it. Beliefs that make it look like, that make that reality feel obvious. So for example, if someone said, starting a business, the beliefs gotta be equal to that, oh my God, business is the easiest thing in the world. I am an excellent business owner. I am so good at this. Who's fact checking your mind? A lot of people, they have no problem at all believing that business is really, really hard. You go like, okay, well, what if you believed it was very easy? They're gonna be like, no, how can I believe that? What do you mean? Why is it that you only have a problem when it comes to believing in expansion? That's the thing. Okay. So the first part is what? Your belief system. You're gonna set up a belief system, make a list of 3 to 5 beliefs that make this reality that you want seem obvious. That when you are in this reality, when you have it, when it is yours, when you are living inside it, what do you actually believe about money, about love, about whatever, whatever, whatever? That's your first layer. Okay. Now we come to the second layer. This is about your subconscious. Okay. Because your subconscious only controls 95 to 98% of what you do, how you act, how you think, how you whatever. You got to train that subconscious to be in your, like to walk the path that you choose. And this does not, like this is not about willpower. Where I'm going to tell you tools that you will use to train your subconscious. But for now, there are two things, especially, which are part of your subconscious, the second layer of your frequency, okay? Which is the layer of loyalties and convictions. What do I mean by this? Now, you can say that you would like to have the 100K month, or you would like to be in this relationship, or you would like to have this, whatever, whatever. But you are loyal to not having it. You are loyal to the limitation, and you are convicted in that loyalty. So it's like, I would like this, shiny little reality, but I can't not think about all the past that I've been through. It feels like you're abandoning, like a huge part of you when all you're doing is letting go of who you've never been. This is not about, like actually the funny thing is that, reality bending is the art of self abandonment, but not the self that you are, but the false layers. It's abandoning everything you've never been. You think you were born and you were like, oh my God, I'm too much. No. You think you were born and you were like, okay, love just, love is pain. No. Were you born and the second thing you thought was like, oh, bills, money is so hard. No. You didn't come to this planet knowing any of that shit. All right. You adopted it because you saw that was what most people were saying. And you equated your experience to match it. Because here's the thing, another reason why people stay loyal and convicted in their limited reality is because they're afraid that if they actually become loyal to a greater reality, if they become loyal to their power, it threatens everyone around them. It's a fear of being too powerful. It's a fear of losing the people around you. That, oh my God, so for example, let's say everyone around you is in some sort of similar situation as you. So when you meet, y'all talk and you relate to one another. But then if your entire experience changes, and let's say, okay, let's give an example. There's a guy named Alex. I don't know why there's always an Alex, but Alex Okay. Alex has, five friends or three friends or whatever. Alex just started a business and he's having a really hard time with everything. Okay. And all three friends of Alex, they're all struggling when it comes to business as well. So when they meet, they sit down and they go like, "Yeah, man, business is so hard. Oh my God, I've been working 14 hours every day, making money, hustling. It's so hard." And in that shared pain, they're all bonding. Now, let's say Alex is at this webinar and Alex goes like, "Oh shit, I can actually believe something new. I can have it easy in business just by knowing that I have it easy in business." And Alex said, period. So Alex starts to shift his consciousness. And then for him, his business starts minting money. And within like 30 days, Alex has made, let's say, 20, 30, 50K. And then when he meets his friends, they're all like, business is so hard. And Alex is like, actually, it's so easy. Will he feel comfortable saying that to them? To the very friends who are struggling, he's gonna be unrelatable to them. And that's where he'll have one of two choices. Either Alex will lower himself to their frequency just to fit in. Because otherwise, what are the friends going to be like? "Oh, you're too Hollywood now. You're like a celebrity. You're too busy for us. You're too cool for us. Oh, you make too much money now." Doesn't that happen? People go like, "Oh, yeah, like you're this now. You're too," and you m- feel so uncomfortable about it that you're like, "Okay, if I start winning, everyone's gonna give me like some sort of taunt for it. So I would rather stay humble than hear shit from them. I would rather struggle to manifest than actually receive the thing, just so that when I'm talking to my friends, they may not be manifesting, but I have something in common with them, which is the struggle. That, yeah, I'm struggling too. Because if I stop struggling, I got no friends. I got no bitches. I don't mean it like that. But you get what I mean, right? I got no one who can relate with me. Do you get what I mean? But that's the thing, is that you need to check with yourself. Am I more loyal to that, what they think, what their comfort is or whatever? What reality am I loyal to? What timeline am I loyal to? What am I convicted in? Because you need to be loyal to the reality you keep saying you're choosing. And when you're loyal to that reality, when you're loyal to that frequency, when you're loyal to that timeline, you got to be disloyal to everything else. All right? So the first layer was you set up your beliefs. The second layer, you set up your loyalty and your conviction. Yeah. Um, how do you not allow yourself to be arrogant with this type of confidence? How to keep your ego humble? What about family? Is it possible to change them by changing my perception of them? When you change your perception of your reality, the characters in your reality, A, either fall away or shift. Well, family doesn't fall away, but they do completely change. My family, like I had a completely different, like my parents were so, I'll give you an example, right? A couple of years ago, okay, for my parents, like, it was like, Anna, Anna talking to a guy was like the cardinal frickin' sin, okay? Like they were so like, you know, over and about everything. Everything. Like they were so like a helicopter parenting, okay? When I shifted, when I just decided my reality works differently, I had like teams, when I had a team of 9 people, 8 of them were guys. And they would all come to my house and work until like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. No one gave a shit. But like 2 years before that, that would have been like, are you crazy? Everything in terms of traveling, into everything, like even in terms of behavior, how they used to be with me versus what my experience of them is now. It is exactly what I know it to be. So because we're always having, and that's by the way the fourth layer, and the thought layer, the inner language, right? And we're gonna come when we come to that, I'll tell you a little more about it. But point is that you want to now, firstly, you're gonna choose what are the beliefs. The second thing, you're gonna choose what am I loyal to now? What are my convictions now? What is it about this? So about that timeline, you're gonna check in with yourself. What do I need to be loyal to for this to be my reality? Well, I'm loyal to the fact that, for example, for those of you who are talking about money, I'm loyal to a timeline where money is so easy for me. I'm loyal to ease. I'm loyal to abundance. I'm loyal to effortlessness. I'm loyal to a life of fulfillment, of joy, of miracles. Because most people are loyal to suffering. And then that's where you derive your convictions from. What am I now convicted in? What is a conviction? A conviction is when you know something to be true without a shadow of a doubt. Like, I am convicted in this shit. I'm convicted this is how the world works for me. I'm convicted this is how everything happens for me. I'm convicted, which means that a conviction isn't like, I think. Maybe? It's like, no, I know it to be true, man. I know this. So, for example, one time, and I think I've given this example before, but I had a friend who was like dating this guy, and she was like, "Oh, like I just feel like he's gonna cheat on me." That homie had never cheated on anyone in his life, but she was like, "I think I know he's gonna cheat on me. I know he's gonna cheat on me. What happened, bro? He cheated on her. Like, he cheated on her. Like, and the moment he cheated on her, she was like, I knew she was gonna cheat on me." He had never cheated. This was like she said that like right before, like right when, a month into them dating. I know he's gonna cheat because everyone always cheats on me. Your convictions will be mirrored by. So what do you want to be convicted in? Um oh, sorry, I forgot to answer your question about arrogance. Arrogance. Okay, here's how you're not going to be arrogant about this because you're not saying that you are changing the 3D. You're just shifting yourself. You're knowing that God is making that happen. Your complete and utter and pure reliance is on God. That's how you're not arrogant. Arrogance says, I made all this happen. You're saying, I'm actually having blind faith in God and He's shapeshifting my world. That's different. And that's actually what makes it easier. So belief systems, loyalty, conviction. Now, number three is predictive coding. Okay, the third layer is predictive coding, which is expectations and defaults. Okay, this is what do you on a day-to-day level expect to happen in your life. So for example, you're saying you're manifesting 100K now in your day-to-day, in your business, in your job, in your whatever. What is the underlying expectation when you put an offer out, when you sell something? What is the default setting that your mind has? Oh, it's not going to sell out. Oh, no one wants to buy from me. Oh, am I being too much? online. Oh, is this? Or when it comes to a relationship, you're like, I want to manifest a relationship. But then, the moment you talk to someone, you're like, oh, like, is it even going to work out? Oh, are they going to like me? Oh, what if they think, they're probably going to think I'm too much. What is your underlying expectation? So for that thing that you said you want, I want you to write down right now. Okay? Right now, write down, what do you expect to happen? What is your predictive coding? What is your default setting when you think about it? Write it in the chat. What if it goes wrong? What if it's always there? No one is going to take my offer and pay me. What else? What else do you expect to happen as a default? Thank you. I expect that I won't get views on social media when I post. Oh my God, exactly. So you're saying I'm manifesting, like to go viral, but then you post something and then you're like, no one's gonna watch it. You see? He's interested but not committing because family pressure. God won't give me what I want as it won't be right for me. It won't work out. This is history replaying itself. I expect to not be able to handle the money when I get it. What if my family won't accept that man for me? What if they're too hurt to get together again? You see, do you freaking see this shit? So you're saying, I want it, but then you're expecting that it's not going to work out. What if it's a test written by God in my life? This addiction to always being tested. Won't have a big house, won't be able to enjoy it. I know. I know I can get over this shit. Period. Yeah, you can. Does this work people's health too? Yeah. Because think about it in terms of health, right? What are you expecting about your health every day? There is a story that you tell yourself every day about who you are, what your life is, whatever, whatever, whatever. And that story has these layers built in it. And so, for example, when it comes to health, when you wake up, you expect, do you expect that, oh, my body's healing? It is healed. I am healed. Everything in my body is absolutely perfect. Or do you look and feel the body and go like, yeah, no, it's not. That's the thing. Is that people think that people's expectation is usually very like pretty much equal to what their senses are looking at. So then they're like, well, I expect that because I see that. But no, you're seeing it because you're expecting it. Mm. Is it even in my destiny? Am I expecting too much from life? That's it. Whatever you expect is what you will experience. Capiche? So you want to next, in terms of your chosen story, your chosen frequency, you're setting up the beliefs, then loyalties that match those beliefs, then the expectations that, for example, if you for you to in order for you to receive that, what would you need to expect as a default? No, girl. No, it doesn't. Things always work out in my favor. Your expectations got to be equal to the reality that you want to be seen with your eyes. Your expectations got to be equal. They don't have to make sense. You need zero evidence of anything for you to expect that. You have to know that this work is about you being greater than your reality. This work is about you believing greater than your reality. This work is about you knowing a different reality before your sight, your senses catch up, because that's what faith is. If you could put all your doubts aside. You could shove away everything that has ever happened in your life. Like literally just be like, shut up. Just shut up. If I could, because if all your limitations, if you could just tell them, like, I don't want to be, I don't want to fight for you anymore. I don't want to fight for you anymore. They're like, put it here. Just be like, fuck off. I'm done. Because how long are you gonna keep fighting for a losing team? Like I remember back in the day, I don't know about like the latest stats of whatever anymore, but back in the day, I remember I was dating a Chelsea fan, okay? And that guy, like, yo, Chelsea was always, it's a football club, right? And they were always losing. And that I was like, yo, like you've been a Chelsea fan for like all these years. How many matches have you guys won? And this was back in the day when Barca used to be really good, and I used to watch football, and I was like, you know, and he was like, you Barca fans, you're so stuck up. But I'm like, isn't it exhausting for you to like, you're always crying after your matches? How long are you gonna keep, like wanting to bet on a losing team? Mm. It is exhausting. That didn't happen in the past. I did expect it, and the opposite happened. Yeah, well, babes, like you can keep living that. You can keep believing that. The entire point is for you to realize that your limitations will always throw the shit at you, and you can continue to be plugged in on victim TV. But bottom line is, you're gonna set up, regardless of whatever has happened before this moment, okay? You're gonna set up beliefs, then you're gonna choose your loyalties. What am I now loyal to? Okay. Then you're going to choose new expectations. What do I expect from life now? I expect money to always be there for me. I expect people to always respect me. I expect opportunities to show up for me. I expect doors to open before I even knock. I expect that every single thing is rigged in my favor. Expect that because I love myself, though people around me are in love with me, they love me, they care about me. I expect that life always works out for me. I expect goodness everywhere I go. I expect that wherever I go, I'm goddamn lucky. I expect. What do you expect? Did I have proof of any of that shit when I first said I expect this to happen? No, the frick, I didn't. I had proof of the fact that I had blown away $80,000 in business strategies and I knew nothing. And none of that shit worked. I had proof of the fact that I had to walk away from two businesses because I was under debt and I couldn't make money anymore. I had proof of the fact that everyone around me was like, okay, but you should think about getting a job because clearly it's not working out. But I was like, no, I need to be greater than anything I've ever seen, known, been. With zero proof, I started to say, I expect that good shit always happens to me. I expect that my shit blows up overnight. Every single thing is rigged in my favor. Every time I create, it's from my heart, from my soul. God moves through me. God guides me through everything that I do. Everything is easy for me. And just like that, it became. Because your expectation has nothing to do with the 3D. The fourth layer is your thought layer, okay? Your inner language. How do you speak to yourself about yourself through yourself? What is going on in your inner chatter? So in your thought layer, what are you thinking that other people think about you? What do you think that the how do you believe that the world sees you? What do you think money thinks of you? Clients think about you. Opportunities think about you. You through your thought layer. So, and this is, by the way, where the family question comes in. okay, is because people in their mind are always talking shit to other people or about other people over here. So it's like, oh, I don't even know why I have such a bad relationship with this person, but then 24/7 you're cussing them out in your head. 24/7 you're just like, oh my God, you absolute, you're such an asshole. You always do this. You always do that. You're like, I can't say it to their face, but oh my God, I'm gonna tell them off here. You get into a fight with someone, and then you're like, the third layer is expectations. This is the fourth layer, the thought layer. You get into a fight with someone, okay? And this, by the way, nice people. Let me talk to you for a second, right? Nice people who go like, I never say anything to anyone. Okay. So the nice person gets into a fight with someone, okay? And they get into a fight with someone, and this person says a lot of shit to them, and this nice person goes like, I'm not gonna say nothing, right? So you keep your mouth shut, but then when you're going back home, you're like, you absolute piece of shit, you know? And you're cussing them out in your head and you're fighting with them in your head and you're saying all the things you wish you could have said, but you're not saying in your head. And then you go like, I don't know why we keep fighting, man. I don't know why they have a problem with me. I don't know. Because the world is mirroring you. What you hold over here, the thoughts that you have, the conversations you have internally, that's what will show up externally. So, for that reality to be true, can you explain it, say, for a job or a relationship? Okay, for a relationship, the thoughts will be that it's, like for example, if you're in a relationship, okay, you think about your partner from how you want them to think about you. Okay, the things you want them to say to you, you say that over here. So you literally, like, in your head, you're hearing them say, oh my God, you're the best boyfriend, partner, whatever ever. I love being with you, I love being around you, whatever, I don't know, man. Like, whatever you want to hear from them. For business, you go like, okay, well, you think that clients love to freaking buy from me. Every person who buys from me, it changes their entire life. My products are always sold out. This happens, that happens, whatever. Equal to, so if this was my reality right now, what would I be thinking? Okay. That's your thought layer. That's your inner language. How are you talking to yourself about yourself in your head? The fifth is your emotional layer. Okay. This is how you consistently, perpetually feel in, like, about your life. Okay. And by the way, this is not about toxic positivity. This is not me saying, yeah, always be rocking on. If you don't feel good, boo hoo fucking who. Feel good. No, I'm not saying that. Feel your shit. Feel your shit, man. But don't stay there. You gotta like let the emotion go through you without identifying with the emotion. Like, people be like, I was doing so good until some shit happened in my life and I started crying and I'm on, like I'm on point zero again. No, you're not. You're a fucking human who has emotions. Get with it. You're not, oh my God. And if my best friend who knows who she is, if you're in here, you need to know this. This girl, I love her so much, but she's always like, here's what happens, right? Anytime she has a human emotion, she's gonna be like, yo, girl, I don't know, but I'm not with it. Tell me to get with it. And I'm like, dude, just feel your shit. Like, it doesn't stop you. It's not like just because you felt your emotion, suddenly you're not that bitch anymore. Suddenly, you're disconnected from everything. She's right here. Exactly. So, emotion layer, is about it's actually about your integrity to, instead of resisting your emotions, instead of being afraid of your emotions, notice that your emotions are simply signals, A. And if an emotion wants to pass through it, you're going to actually realize that the moment you stop fighting the emotion and actually just be like, oh, all right, okay, you want to pass through me, homie. So what? Let it pass through you, period, and then move on. But at the same time, this reality, when you are inside it, okay, ask yourself, what do I think? How do I think I will feel when this is my reality? Because most of the time, the reason we want something to happen outside of us is because we're trying to access a part of us through that. So, for example, if it's 100K, maybe it's freedom, it's safety, it's abundance. Whatever reality you seek, ask yourself, check with it. What is the emotional layer? What is the emotional layer I'm trying to access through this? What am I trying to feel through this? If it's a relationship, maybe people, girl, go to sleep. If it's an emotional layer, maybe people are like, maybe someone's like, they're trying to access love, feeling loved, whatever it is. You ask yourself, what is it that I'm trying to access through this reality? And then that's what you give to yourself. That's what you give to yourself. That's your fuel. You start to embody that feeling, that state of being before anything outside happens. So now you're not reliant on the money to feel abundant, on something outside of you to give you a feeling inside of you. And this is, by the way, when your manifestations stop controlling your state of being. This is, by the way, when your manifestations stop being a god in your life. Because if you're trying to get something because you think that it's going to unlock some part of you, that, oh, I can now feel safe. I can now feel seen. I can now feel vulnerable. I can now feel whatever, whatever. You give that shit to yourself. You start like, and you start here in this moment. Not like okay, I need to sit down and I'm gonna feel so much gratitude. This is about a state of living through it. And ultimately, most people just want peace. Give yourself that peace. Number 6, narrative interpretation, meaning layer. Okay? Because here's the thing. When you are like embodying a new state of consciousness, okay, now this means that you have to give everything a different meaning as well. Because, for example, someone says, okay, now I make 100K months, they're easy for me, I got the loyalties, I got this, I got that, but then someone buys from you and then they go like, I want a refund. Do you go like, oh my god, why do they want a refund? Nobody wants to work with me, and like, blah blah. What happens when something looks like it's not going your way, or when a situation happens that maybe doesn't reflect the reality you just chose? Do you go back to that old meaning? Do you go back to like, oh my god, nothing works out for me, or do you just go like, oh hey, word, I love how even this is working out for me? What meaning do you give it? It's like little bit, little bit. Okay, so you're going to give meaning, like you're going to choose what meaning will I see everything through now? All right, so 7 levels. meaning was the sixth one. We've got belief systems. We've got your listen. The essays of questions you guys are giving me, I love it, but I want to finish this so that I can finish what I'm teaching you. And then if you still have a question, you can email me about it. Okay. But for now, already 18 minutes over time. So let's be present. Let's stop asking questions and let's just see. Okay. Because we have an activation to do as well. So we've got your belief systems, then you've got your loyalties and convictions, your expectations or your defaults, your thought layer, your emotional layer, your meaning layer, and finally, and this is the most important one, it is the metaphysical architecture, which is your God concept. God says, I am how you think of me. Okay. Now, what happens with most people is, like we explored just earlier, someone said, what if this is another test from God? What if God doesn't want me to have it? What if this? What if that? How you see God, what you believe to be true about God is a direct reflection of what your reality will show you. If you think and if you truly believe that, God is always testing me, God will always be testing you. If I surrender to God, then I'm not going to get it. Okay. That's what's going to happen. God says, I am as my servant thinks of me. So, the metaphysical architecture is the most important part, to know how you perceive God, who you experience God to be. Not what you say, not what you would like to believe, but what is your default innate is like, how does God work in my life? How does God show up for me? How much do I rely on God? Because your God concept is kind of like what protects your frequency. Because once you've got your beliefs, then you've set up your loyalties, you've set up your expectation, your thoughts, your emotions, your meanings. Now, the final part is that God does everything for me. God takes care of everything for me. God is always taking care of everything for me. I am so love protected. Everything in my reality, God does it instantly. Kun fayakun, be and it is. Everything in my life is divine timing. Divine timing works instantly for me. I always know that God has everything in motion for me. This is, like it's like learning to rely on God, to know that the outside is where God will make it happen for you. Tawakkul. It's this level of faith, this like complete reliance, because you cannot walk in the world knowing a completely different reality than what your senses are seeing without having a strong God concept, without knowing who the frick you're moving with. Because if you don't you don't feel powerful by your knowing of God, then the world is going to impress your frequency so fast. God consciousness is the one thing that liberates you. Because when you fear and love God, only God, you don't fear nothing else. You don't fear any human outside of you, any situation, any place, anything. Because you know that I ride with God. Nothing can harm me, nothing can touch me, nothing can do anything to me. But when you don't fear God, you will be afraid of everyone and everything else, people's opinions. You will need validation from people. You will need to be liked. You will need to feel accepted. You will be like, oh my God, what will they think of me? I don't want to disappoint this person. I don't want to do this. You will not be able to be loyal to your truth because you're too afraid of what others are going to think about you. But when you move with God, what happens? Why fear? Oh, so fear of God isn't like, you know, it's the kind of fear where it's like, when you really, really love someone, okay, it's like, okay, think about this. You have a kid, right? You have a kid and you love that kid so much that you're like, oh my God, like I will do anything to protect you. There's love and fear that coexist together, right? It's not the fear that, oh, God is going to punish me, but it's like the kind of fear that actually comes with love. But when I really love someone, I just want to make sure that I'm always tight with them. If you're in a relationship, fear of disappointing someone you love, but not in a way that you live in this guilt all the time. It's a way of looking at it. And if you don't like the word fear, well, okay, don't use it. But truly, it's love. When you really, really love someone, you're like, man, I would do anything for this person. I don't want to lose this person, that fear of losing them. I don't want to be separate from this person, right? That type of fear, where you love God so much, you don't want to spend a moment feeling separate because sin is separation. We are never separate from God, but we perceive it that way. That's why. So the fear isn't one that disempowers you, but one that awakens you, one that gives you this fire of audacity. Like, yo, I ride with God. And the only fear I have is that I stop knowing that consciousness. I forget that how much close proximity I'm with God. That's the fear. So if that's my only fear in life, that I don't want to lose my proximity to God, my knowing of God, my awareness of God, my God consciousness, then I don't give a damn about what other people think. I don't care if someone likes me or not. I'm going to be true to my message. I don't care if someone thinks this, this, this. I will show up and I will say what I need to say. I will walk in my mission. Just because circumstances look like they're too big, just because it looks impossible, I'm not going to be afraid of that. Why? Because I know I move with God. The impossible is God's playground. The impossible is God's playground. So these 7 layers of frequency, okay? Uh can oh my God. Think, can you please explain the sixth layer narrative shift about the things that look like not going your way? The 100K example. Okay, well, for example, if something happens in your business or with a client or whatever that looks like money is not coming in or whatever, you just give it a different meaning. Instead of going like, okay, this is more proof that nothing works out for me. You go like, okay, well, this is proof that only aligned people work with me. Anyways, these are the 7 layers. All right. These are the 7 layers. I'm not giving more examples. We're already 26 minutes over time. Now, the application part of this, okay? Because I want you all to not just leave today with like having all this information. It's like, what are you doing from here on? Now, there's 2 things, okay? Firstly, I have something for you, and I'm going to share my screen in a second. But what I want all of you to do is, and to get some water, I'm going to give you a 5-minute break. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to get some water. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. You're going to come back and I'm going to share with you 2 things. All right. And then we're going to go in an activation and we will be done in the next 30 minutes. All right. So 5 minutes, go get some water, go to the restroom if you have to, because you don't want to miss the activation. That's the part that's like, it shifts shit inside you. All right. So Come back in 5 freaking minutes and we're going to go from there. All right.
Good night. Don't cry. You never loved me like you think you did. And so long, cold stone. There's nothing to say here, nothing to be done. I hope you find someone who loves you for all that you are. I hope I find someone who loves me for all that I am. I spoke with your sister, told her I'm sorry, told her we tried. Good night, please don't cry. You never loved me like you think you did. I hope you find someone who loves you for all that you are. I hope I find someone who loves me for all that I am. All that I am. All that I am. All that I am. All that I I hope you find someone who loves you for all that you are. I hope I find someone who loves me for all that I am.
I know it's all you've got to just be strong. And it's a fight just to keep it together, together. I know you think that you are too far gone. But hope is never lost. Hope is never lost. Hold on, don't let go.
Alrighty. All right. Okay. Everyone's got water. Everyone took a little break. Press a one in the chat if you're back. If you're back. Okay, fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Now I said I have something for you, okay? So I don't know if you know this already, not like I've posted about this a million times, but I have a White Friday giveaway going on right now, right? And that giveaway basically includes every single container, masterclass, everything that I created in 2025, well worth well over $5,999. She got it already. Everything that's already like that I did this year that has transformed thousands of lives, you get it for just $97. Now, what I just taught you today, right? Frequency work, which is basically binge watching it since, period, girl. Basically frequency work, and I will give you a system to plug and play right after the activation. But frequency work is about setting up an identity system, okay? And that is something, identity work is something that I haven't fully done as a live container yet. Which is why in Jan this year, next year, I have a 30-day boot camp for identity mastery, which is called the Logical Code. Okay. This is where everything that I taught you today, we work together for 30 days to plug that, install that code in you so you start living from that reality. And I know a lot of you are already inside that, but for those of you who are not, here's something that I have for you. Let me share my screen. Here's what I decided to do, okay? Um, all right. You're gonna get every single thing that is inside my White Friday container, which is firstly, you get Quantum Code, which has 8 calls, 12 audios, everything included. I'll send you the links for you to check it out. Okay. The second is this is like the ultimate quantum leaping program. Okay. This is Timeline Debt Challenge is the most powerful thing that I've ever created. And every single person who has been a part of this has healed 7 years and years of trauma in just 14 days. Because this is shadow work, this is spiritual healing, this is healing your God concept, healing that inner child, everything in between. This has changed so many lives. It is crazy. Okay. You got this entire thing. You got 8-week program that was God coded business. That is how do you start and build a business with God. Everything in that, you get all my rampages, all the activations, you get 7 days to heaven, which is a 7-day vile freaking zero bullshit program to quantum leap. You get this, you get every single thing that is inside the White Friday giveaway, and you get the logical code for just $299. So you're getting a year's worth of content, which is already valued at over almost $6,000. And then you're getting a 30-day live boot camp with me where we are building your identity system so that we can install that shit together. This is going to be 8 or 9 live Zoom calls and daily audio activations that I'm going to be sending on Discord. So that first month of your year, you're literally spending it in an identity boot camp to master yourself, to master your frequency, because self mastery is life mastery. When you bend your own consciousness, that's when reality bends for you and to you. Okay. So I'm going to send this offer is just going to be live for 48 hours. Okay. And there's a payment plan for anyone who wants it. So there's a 2-month payment plan as well that you can, use. If you want a 3-month plan, just, text me, email me, DM me, whatever after this. But this is that shit where your entire world changes after this. And after this, you will never need another identity, God conscious, nothing program ever again. You won't need to watch another manifestation video. You won't be asking questions like, can I manifest this? Because we're going to fundamentally be shifting, transforming your entire identity using systems and codes. The shit that I can't teach you, even if I tried in just 3 hours. That's why it's a 30-day boot camp. So we spend those days together to completely become unfreaking recognizable in the first month of the year. That's how you're gonna fucking win in 2026 and beyond. Because you won't need anything else after this. So I've put the link in the chat. It's live for 48 hours. I will send this to you after the webinar as well. Okay. Now, the second part, which is what can you do if, let's say, for whatever reason, firstly, I have made it impossible for you to not be able to get this, but for whatever reason, you're not able to. What can you do as a day-to-day thing to build your levels of frequency? Okay, let's go into an activation first, and then I'll give you the plug and play 21-day process. Okay. I'm going to share my thing. I want you to wear headphones if you can. Okay. If you don't have headphones, then I'd recommend getting them. Okay. And we're gonna start over. All right. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I just want you to allow yourself to fully arrive in this moment. Just here, just now. Become aware of being here now. Aware of nothing but this moment. Bring your awareness to your heart. This beautiful heart that has been beating relentlessly ever since you were born. The breath in you, your life force, that there's always been an abundance of. And if nothing else, I want you to allow yourself to just be present with the love of being here. So many times in our lives, we get so caught up with getting things, with going to places, with the next achievement, the next goal, the next this, that we forget to just experience being here. We spend so much time in our mind that isn't even playing a movie that's in our favor, entertaining thoughts that we don't even like, fighting for those limitations we don't want to have. And it takes away from the magic of this human experience. And for a moment, I want you to allow yourself to feel the magic of the human experience, the miracle of being here, the miracle of breath, the miracle of life itself, the fact that you and I and everyone else, we're all just a little dot on a floating rock that we call home, in the middle of no freaking where. And I want you to allow yourself to kind of pull away and float above and outside your body. Float out of the body and all the way so high that where you're sitting just feels like it's a little dot when you look at it from space. And from that perspective, all the problems, that trauma, the this, the that, everything just, it's not even a dot. The problems you say are problems are not even a dot. When you simply zoom out. And in this zooming out, I want you to connect from your awareness as consciousness with the fact that you're just aware that there's a body. You're aware of my voice. You're aware and I want you to imagine that as awareness, in front of you, you see a glowing orb, a ball of energy, whatever color you like. And this ball of energy represents your current reality. It represents the current frequency that you're on, which includes the thoughts, your loyalty, your identity, your every situation. And as awareness, you're noticing that all you're doing is you've been observing this glowing orb in front of you. And as you continue to observe it, you notice these beliefs around it, you notice these thoughts around it, you notice these expectations, these loyalties, maybe memories, this ball of energy that is filled up with the familiar. And you notice that it, as you are aware of it, that is why this ball of energy goes and projects out on the screen of your life. And then you expand your awareness and you notice that you, as awareness, are actually surrounded by infinite orbs that everywhere you become aware of, whether you look up, you look down, left, right, wherever awareness looks, there are infinite different orbs, infinite different realities, just floating in the middle of nowhere, ready for awareness to become aware of it. There is an orb labeled abundance, where if you were to observe that, you would watch a reality that is abundant beyond measure. There is an orb for health, there is an orb for wealth, there is an orb for love, there is an orb where you have everything that you want. There are infinite realities, infinite options, infinite versions of you, all neutrally existing at the same time. And the only thing that gives life to it, the only reason your reality shows any thing is because you as awareness observe that orb. So now, as you are observing your old reality, that orb that is filled with past memories, filled with things you no longer want to experience, I want you to start setting the intention that you are done. You are done entertaining a reality you no longer want to experience. You are done giving it all this energy. You are done watching a movie you don't even like. And I want you to watch this orb literally floating away from you as you simply, as consciousness, you decide that I am done. It is over. I am done. I decide what I observe. I choose what I experience. I choose what I observe. And you simply notice it floating away and away, so far away that you can no longer even see it. And you feel a sense of relief as you are now aware of nothing. And now I want you to choose from the infinite realities available, the infinite orb present. Choose that one reality that you now decide, declare, commit, convict to living from. Whatever color that orb is, allow that orb to literally just float down in front of you. And you will watch out of the infinite, there is one glowing orb that makes its way in front of you. This is a reality where everything is already done. And for you to watch this in the 3D, the only thing that is left to do is for you to own this frequency, for you to become this reality inside out. For you to be that person who is already abundant, to be love itself, for you to think from this reality, this consciousness. And as you simply become one with this orb, in a moment, the thoughts, the loyalties, every single thing will instantly be downloaded in you. You will know what to think. You will know what to be loyal to. You will know what to believe, and you will simply be it. And life will show you who you are. So I want you as awareness to allow that orb to glow and radiate in front of you. And simply notice, like a snow globe, you're seeing a picture inside this orb. Maybe it's a little movie of memories from this timeline, where you are walking as this person so naturally, where that money, that 100K is so natural for you to receive, where wealth moves so effortlessly for you, where love operates so differently for you, where you walk as you were chosen. You are love itself. Everything is rigged in your favor. Everything always works out for you. You have a smug smile on your face because you know life always works for you effortlessly. The laws are different for you. There are no logical rules for you. Life just moves different because in this orb, in this reality, you walk so closely with God that everything in the 3D bends for you. Doors open for you before you even knock. Opportunities literally show up out of thin air for you. You are love itself. Everyone wants to be with you. Everyone celebrates you. Everyone respects you. Every job wants you. You get the promotion. You get everything because your energy is so magnetic. You are so magnetic. because you finally decided to give yourself the permission to own this skin. And I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And with every number I count, this orb, this frequency will literally install itself as a code in your body, in your energy, in your spirit. With 1, I want you to now feel this orb literally sparks of energy enter your veins, your blood, your DNA. With 2, I want you to let your heart receive this download. Feel these codes literally install themselves in you. With 3, becoming more of it and less of you. With 4, let every part of you, every code in you rewrite itself, every knowing rewrite itself, everything rewrite itself. You are now so close to having this frequency, so close to being this person totally. With 5, let it rain down on you. Let it be you. Let it flood you. Let it rewrite you. And feel your consciousness dissolved inside this frequency. Knowing that this just gets to be your reality now. That you are who you choose to be. Your story is what you choose to write. Your life is what you know to be true. And from this day onwards, you will always know abundance. You will always know possibilities. You will always know opportunities. You will always know that you are lucky wherever you go, that every door is always open for you, that whatever you choose, chooses you first, that every relationship that you ever have in your life is the most fulfilling relationship on the planet, that every person who is aligned and good for you finds their way to you, that every desire of yours desires you first, that you simply know God in your heart, live from your knowing of God, and the impossible becomes your natural, becomes your normal, becomes your every single day, because life just works for you differently. That all you need to do is remember that with God, everything is possible. With God, you are unlimited. With God, time bends for you. The world collapses for you. Space doesn't exist for you. Every single thing is instant because God can make everything happen, and He does. That you only know a reality, a consciousness where you are so plugged into blessings, where you are so blessed, so guided, so transformed, so illuminated, that you can never ever be limited again. I want you to let that flood you. Let that knowing captivate you. Let that intoxicate you. Feel this. This is your baseline. This is who you choose to be. This is you. Unleashed, unlimited, at your core. This is your innate state. This is you. This is your life. And all you have to do is remember it. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. I want you to take one deep breath and exhale and allow yourself to bring this upgraded, updated awareness into a new body, a new environment, and a whole new time. With 1, bring your new awareness in your feet, 2 in your legs, 3 in your stomach, 4 in your chest, and 5, let it spread all the way to your upper body. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes knowing that it is done. All that's left to do is for you to continue knowing this frequency, knowing who you are. This is like the rest of your life starts here. And that is why I gave you that illogical code offer. It is absolutely insane for me to put that shit out. But because when you spend 30 days in a boot camp, literally training your frequency like you are in the bloody gym for your identity, something incredible happens. You stop going back. You stop fighting for your limitations. You stop fighting for your doubts. You stop going like, no, 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 no. But what about this? What about that? You stop. Because finally, you stop playing small. Finally, you understand that when you master yourself, life has no option but to mirror that. 30 days for the rest of your life. This is where, like it's the final touchdown. The second part, and I'm going to make this quick for 5 minutes, all right? Then I'm going to let you go, all right? You are fucking incredible. We went well over time, but okay. For the next 21 days, all right? This is what you're doing. This is a 21-day challenge for all of you to rewrite your levels of frequency. You're going to, first of all, for all the levels of frequency I told you, you're going to write about your old story from this lens. Okay. So, what were your old beliefs in terms of, and by old, I mean what you used to see before this webinar. Okay. What were your old beliefs, your old loyalties, your old expectation, your old thoughts? Get to know it. Get to know the old program. Okay. Have all of it over here, all 7 levels, layers. And then you're going to now, what are the 7 levels, the layers of my frequency now? So for each part, I want you to write just 3 beliefs, 3 loyalties, 3 statements for expectations, 3 thoughts, 3 emotions, 3 meanings, 3 statements that capture your God concept. Okay. Every single day, your job for the next 21 days is to simply like immerse yourself in your chosen story, your chosen frequency. So every morning you're going to wake up, you're going to read firstly all 7 levels of this frequency. So what are what are the beliefs? What are the convictions? Everything, okay? And then you're going to like you're going to do 2 things, okay? After you read it, you're going to go back to the top. Now, this time, firstly, you're just reading it. Okay. Secondly, the second time you do it, now you're becoming aware of it. There's a difference between reading it and becoming aware of it. So each belief, so each level, you're going to spend 2 to 3 minutes on it. Okay. For example, you've written a belief that money is easy for me to make. Okay. You're going to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and become aware of what happens when money is easy for you to receive. What happens when you are already chosen? Let you show you. Let God show you. What is that life like when money is easy? What is happening in your reality? Get to know it. Okay? You're going to do this with every belief, every loyalty. You're going to become aware of it. Not just read it, but let yourself expand your consciousness to know it. What is life like? And then you have to be like you're going to put your hand on your heart and be like, yeah, this is what I choose to live from. Okay. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to lay all your burdens on God. Okay. So anything you're stressed about, anything you're worried about, anything you've got that's got you feeling wonky, you're going to set 5, 10 minutes, whatever, You can either write this out, you can talk it out, whatever you choose, but you're going to literally talk to God and be like, all right, Allah, God, however you say it, be like, I am letting this go and I'm giving it up to you. I'm giving up this worry to you. I'm giving up this challenge to you. I'm letting this go for you to take care of it so that I am free to feel abundant. I am free to be loved. I am giving you the anger that I feel over the fight that I had. So I am free to feel like and be love in the world. So I am free to forgive. I'm giving this to you for you to take care of it. Anytime the mind tries to be like, you need to worry, come back to that. Nope. I've given it up to God. Actually sit there and feel that. Not say it with as a word, but feel what does it mean for me to give this up to God? It, this is God consciousness because you cannot be aware of the unlimited nature of God and feel like, oh my God, will God even, whatever, whatever. You simply give it up to God. That's the first two things in the morning. The next thing, the freaking balloons are so funny. The next thing is, okay, in the evening, once again, you're going to come back to your seven levels. I need you to have at least like 30-minute chunks throughout your day because this is about rewiring yourself, right? So in the midday, afternoon, evening, whatever, come back, sit there and be like, okay, what am I believing from? No matter what is happening outside of you, the more you train yourself on these seven levels, on the chosen beliefs, the chosen loyalties, whatever, whatever, not to read, but expand into it, expand from it, let yourself dissolve into it. That's how reality rewrites itself because you are training yourself on a new system. And then at night, same thing. 3 times during your day, morning, midday, evening, and night. Simply dissolve into it. And anytime something happens in your reality that contradicts it, for example, you come back to your layers, okay? You come back to the meaning part and be like, what meaning would I give it when I'm living from this? It's a system that holds you when something, like knocks you off balance. You come back to it. You're like, okay, no, who am I going to choose to be here? What am I going to choose to believe here? Because if you're still choosing the past meaning, that's what will keep happening. 21 days. Press a one in the chat if you're going to do this for 21 days. Bruce. Okay, perfect. She pressed a two in the chat. She's not doing it. Inshallah. Okay, I love it. Everyone's freaking doing this shit for 21 days. And after 21 days, I want y'all to write an email to me. Okay? I want you to DM me about this shit. What the frick happened? What the frick happened when you were more loyal to your bigness, your greatness, your unlimited everything? For the replay. All right, here's the tea. Everyone who gets the offer, I'm just gonna put it in the chat again. I'm gonna email it to you as well. Everyone who gets this will have forever replay access, but for everyone else, for 48 hours, the replay will be live on YouTube. This entire thing was live streamed on YouTube. For the next 48 hours, you can watch the replay from there. After that, it's not gonna be available. I already told you all that. But I love you and thank you for being fucking incredible and honestly, thank you for being present, for playing full out, for spending an hour overtime with me. I love you all. And if you have any questions, you can email me about it. Okay. No promises on how fast or slow I reply, but eventually I will. But have a great, great, great next 21 days. I know that you fucking got this. I know you're gonna like kill it. Okay. And just remember, this is about life or death. You will be fighting for something in your life. Fight for yourself. Fight for your greatness. Fight for your expansion. Okay. I love you. Mwah. Peace out. I'll see you next time. Bye.